My girlfriend looked at me and said, "Romance can hold off, but the squad can't. They truly see me like you never could." She was dropping our anniversary plans for a paid brand excursion. I replied, "We'll just have to see." Then I gathered my things, stepped outside, and disappeared into the darkness. Weeks afterward, when her selected circle finally checks my final message, they'll sit frozen staring at their displays. Right below my sign-off it reads, "Your final present from me is landing at this very moment. Thanks for everything. I'm 26, and just 3 weeks back I was convinced my life path was locked in. I'd been with my partner of 4 years, Maya, whom I genuinely saw as my lifelong match. We survived stretches apart, career changes, family drama, all of it. My job as a remote financial advisor let me work flexibly, but meant I spent most time indoors. Maya built her presence as an online creator, not huge fame, yet she held about 200,000 followers and constantly hunted the breakthrough partnership to catapult her forward. Our 4th milestone landed on a Saturday. I'd planned it meticulously 2 months earlier. Booked a quiet cabin in the hills she'd mentioned endlessly, set up delivery from her preferred eatery for an intimate meal. And even purchased the classic Cartier bracelet she'd subtly pointed out for ages, $4,000, but it seemed justified for such a milestone. The Monday leading into the weekend, she rushed in after linking up with her group, 5 fellow creators she'd bonded with closely over the last year. They dubbed themselves the Circle. In my head, I labeled them users. She radiated energy, hardly pausing to remove her shoes. "Babe, something insane just dropped," she announced. A makeup company invited the whole circle for an all-paid luxury weekend escape. Everything covered, plus $15,000 each for posting content. Problem is it runs Saturday to Monday. I glanced up from my screen. "That's our anniversary dates, Maya," she waved it away. "I realize, but we could shift our celebration to the next weekend. This could transform my path. Do you grasp what 15 grand represents? And the exposure, too. We've been set for this trip 2 months already. This came up suddenly today." "It's urgent," she dropped next to me and grabbed my hand. "Come on, you see how important. The group relies on me. We're building something authentic. It's our 4th year together." She pulled away, expression turning cold. "You're acting entitled. This is how I earn now. You stay home running calculations. You could mark any ordinary day. Opportunities like this don't repeat." Those words cut hard. "Calculations. I'm a senior advisor in finance." "Maya, this isn't about my job. It's about our relationship. There can't be an us if I'm not allowed to build and sustain myself," she fired back. "You never really get it. The circle does. They live the hustle. You just prefer me staying domestic, acting like the ideal partner while chances slip away." I looked at her, barely recognizing the person I'd adored for 4 years. "So you're choosing a compensated getaway and your buddies over our special day." She crossed her arms. "Affection can pause, but the squad can't. They connect with me on levels you can't reach. Whether you agree or not, this is going ahead." I gave a slow nod. "Okay, we'll see." She probably took that as agreement to postpone, because she grinned, kissed my forehead lightly, and went to her workspace to map out content. I remained still for roughly 10 minutes until something deep inside me broke, not loudly, just thoroughly. I picked up the phone. First, I canceled the cabin reservation and recovered half the deposit per their rules. Next, I called my brother, the lawyer. Then I reached out to the bank. Across the following 48 hours, I methodically separated our shared existence. The flat's rental agreement stood only in my name. I'd secured it prior to her moving in. Nearly all the furniture dated back to my pre-relationship days. I documented every piece with date-stamped photos. Wednesday night, while she attended yet another circle hangout, I started boxing belongings. Just necessities: clothing, key documents, my grandfather's timepiece, computer, and several old pictures from the era before her online persona took over, back when her smiles seemed reserved purely for me. I transported batches to my vehicle and stashed it at a friend's spot on the other side of the city. Friday midday, as she recorded in her setup room, I leaned in, stepping out briefly. "Anything you need?" Without looking away from her lighting, she answered. "Grab some unsweetened almond milk. I need it for tomorrow's drink tutorial." "Sure thing," I replied. I placed the apartment keys on the counter alongside a brief message, wishing you the best with the group. Then I drove 2 hours to my brother's place and turned my phone off. Update 1, Sunday evening I switched my device back on 63 missed calls, 47 texts. The voice notes shifted from anxious, "Babe, are you all right? Where did you go?" to angry, "This is immature." "You don't just disappear," to desperate, "Just tell me you're safe, please." I replied with a single message. "I'm okay, enjoy the life you want with the circle." "It's finished between us," she answered right away. "You're breaking 4 years over a text, that's low." I stayed silent. Instead, I changed every login, dropped her from shared subscriptions, cut contact across platforms except email for logistics concerning her items in what was now exclusively my residence. My brother David observed the chaos with concern mixed with subtle support. "She'll lose it once the rental truth hits her. People always think cohabitation equals ownership. Technically, she's been a temporary occupant, no lease addition. 30 days, notice is generous." I didn't bring up the separate initiative I'd begun. Maya had deliberately kept me distant from the circle. We decrossed paths a handful of times, but she claimed our energies wouldn't align. Unbeknownst to her, she'd spent months portraying me in their private messages as the restrictive, discouraging boyfriend, complaining I blocked her progress, that she intended to exit soon. And that Marcus, one member, represented the sort of guy who'd champion her goals. Marcus, the team's visuals lead, officially just a platonic ally per his own partner and the rest. Update 2, 10 days post-departure, Maya's Instagram posts grew vague, lines on harmful relationships and choosing personal evolution. The circle showered her replies with heart and fire symbols. She debuilt the ideal wounded storyline, me as the one who deserted her at her pivotal career juncture. She remained oblivious to the storm approaching. During those 10 days, I researched thoroughly. The sponsored getaway existed, but the real compensation was $5,000 per person, payable after 90 days contingent on results. Someone I knew in promotions verified it. Even more telling, Marcus. His polished image rested on exhausted credit limits and parental bailouts, unknown to his girlfriend, Sienna. His professional history and visible payment conflicts were straightforward to follow. I compiled it carefully. Captures of Maya's messages disparaging me and others, genuine deal specifics, Marcus's financial troubles aligning with his late-tagged outings. I debated using the collection until Maya pushed me. She messaged insisting I cover half the worth of furnishings and items, all purchased by me before she arrived. She referenced mental suffering and warned of court steps over desertion. That sealed my decision. Update 3. I created a throwaway address and forwarded the full packet to every one of the 6 circle participants, including an old group contact Maya had mentioned once. Subject: what Maya hid from the rest of you. Message: your final surprise from me lands now. Attachments: all the things Maya shared privately. True campaign conditions plus details on Marcus that Sienna should know. Proof attached: have fun with your hand-picked family. Sent at 11 p.m. Tuesday, peak browsing time. Response arrived fast. By 1 a.m., a mutual acquaintance still watching noted complete radio silence. Private profiles went offline. No updates, zero activity. Wednesday, Sienna openly ended things with Marcus, posting proof of his obligations and bills. Caption: discovering your partner's lavish lifestyle was pure illusion. Maya rushed out a drawn-out explanation post about handling tricky bonds and inner development. Yet the backlash grew vicious. An anonymous person forwarded her conversation captures to a popular gossip page with 500,000 subscribers. Views and likes tanked. Partnerships evaporated. The circle fell apart in mere days. Long-built connections destroyed because honesty had been absent. They'd all pursued projected success while overlooking the fractures. Final update. 2 months on, Maya cleared out the flat with 2 days remaining, carrying solely what legally belonged to her. She forwarded one extended apology email, claiming she'd lost her way, sought approval too hard, and wished for reconciliation. I never opened it in practice. From what I've gathered, she returned to her family in Ohio. Her account persists, but the audience fell to 140,000 with almost no engagement. Deals disappeared. Their shared profile vanished. Marcus allegedly relocated to Los Angeles for a restart, meaning evading debts. Sienna shifted focus to money management topics and appears to be doing well authentically. The rest drifted, some reimagined their brands, others faded away. As for me, fresh, smaller apartment completely under my control. I began counseling since learning your long-term partner prized attention and status above you leaves scars. Anger has faded. Now I mostly feel tired yet oddly liberated. The Cartier piece remains secured in my bank box. The return period expired. Perhaps someday it finds someone who prioritizes showing up for milestones instead of swapping them for shallow alliances. I stand by sending that message. I stand by leaving. Certain people claim I overreacted, that quiet exit would have sufficed, but Maya had already reshaped our history to paint me the antagonist. I simply ensured reality had a voice. The squad refused delay. Romance supposedly could. Ultimately, neither survived. Edit 1. For anyone questioning whether I regret assembling the file, no. Nothing fabricated, all accurate. If reality dismantled them, responsibility lies with their choices, not mine. Edit 2. Maya's mother tracked down my contacts somehow and accused me of ruining her child's future. I explained her daughter accomplished that independently and then blocked the line. Edit 3. Regarding the $6,000 bracelet for those curious, no, Maya won't receive it. Purchased for a partnership that ceased to be. The decision on its future belongs to me alone.